Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to Geiselsberg map with seasons. Man, we're fighting with this map today. I've been fighting with this map for a day and a half. I don't know what is going on, but nothing is working out, and everything that I try to do ends up taking like 5 times longer than it should and being 10 times harder. It's making me crazy. We've got our Kloss 800 on the Shootmaker, spraying digestate on the middle meadow. Now, this tractor is like 230 horsepower, 240 horsepower, and this tank itself draws, I want to say 250. And then the two attachments that we have for the back, the cultivating injector, or the injecting cultivator, if you prefer, and the pasture injector, those both add like 110 or 150 or something. That's why we rented the Zarian with almost 400 horsepower when we were getting our cornfields ready. That's what we needed. However, if we drop those tools and I spent 2,700 euro to put the little nozzle on the back, then we can use a tractor that we already own. So I used the middle meadow border that we created to mow this field. And I made a loop to go down to the BGA and refill. But like I said, nothing's really working out today. It's spraying okay, but there seem to be some issues with the refilling. So if it doesn't work, I don't know, I'll just continue with this off camera. But that's the goal, is that our hired worker here, when she runs out, she would then drive down to the BGA and refill. Hasn't worked so far. We've seen it work. We've seen it work with seed. We've seen it work with buying slurry and digestate from our little facility over here on the right. Right? We've seen that work. It's just not working today. So so it goes. We're just going to soldier on. Right, what is going on? Let's look at the map. How's our corn doing? Not well. Like everything else, not well today. We've lost some to, I assume, drought. The blue is what did not germinate. And then the purple, drought, maybe? I don't know. And then grass. Weeds are out of control, but I couldn't spray them because it hasn't started growing until just recently, like the past day or so. So I've got to get the fertilizer down, and then I'll go in and weed, and hopefully we don't lose too much to weeds. That's what's going on there. Our loan still stands at 1.3 million. I haven't borrowed any money. I finished mowing, and we had, our first clamp was, I believe, about 350, and then I got 350 in the other clamp and 200 in the third one. Needed a little, what my grandpa used to call a little walking around money, a little folding money. So I took the cover off this clamp here, got my belts all rigged up, and started unloading it, and it would unload about 5,000 liters at a time and then bug out. I think it's because we leveled all this terrain. We placed this placeable right here, and then I got to fussing with it over on the sides, raised it a little bit, lower it a little bit, trying to contour, and that changed the height of the underlying terrain under this. What you're seeing right now is part of this clamp, and it's just a texture file, but then underneath it, the terrain is going up and down. And so like this right now, I cannot get this out. I had to rent a wheel loader just to get out what I did get out, and I still couldn't get out that last part. Now I could paint it out with the terrain tools, but I don't want to risk losing anything from over here. So we'll wait. We'll get these other two empty, and then we will, I don't know, fix it somehow. I'll get that out with the terrain tool, and then we'll sculpt underneath or re-level it. We'll do something. We'll make it right. We'll do it live. Where are we at? 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a panic, I have to say. This has all been kind of an unnerving experience for me. Right, there's our corn. We've got 3 clamps on the other side that we can put our corn into. I was concerned that I would be able to, or I guess whether or not I would be able to have enough clamps empty to put the corn into, and if we have a second grass cut, you know, sort of running out of time, and with the belt problems. So we got right around 100,000, right around 100,000 euro for that clamp that I opened. And then we got about 60,000. I sold all the belts. They were just bugging out too badly. I don't know if it's problem with the belts, problem with the clamp, problem with the BGA, combination of all three, but I just I got rid of them. Wasn't working for me. Here comes our worker. Let's see if they fill up. Are they headed away? No, they're not headed away. Okay, it was a funny angle. It was a bit of a funny angle, and it looked like they were coming straight for us, but they're actually still spraying. Okay, and like I said, if it works, great. If it for some reason does not work and our worker does not refill, then I will just finish that field manually, or I'll come up with something. I'll sort something out. So right now we are on our way to the store to pick up a bigger trailer. And then we are on our way to the southern farm where a rented Class Tucano awaits us. And we will use that to begin bringing in our triticale. And hopefully things will go a little better. Because like I said, it's been a struggle, man. Tell you what, this game, when it's good, it's fun. But if you play it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are times when it is just, it feels like you're just fighting with the game every step of the way. And that's how it's been recently. Who knows? Could be mods. Could be... Who knows what? Could be anything. But we're going to make this happen. So, yeah, I got a bigger tipper because those 3 fields they're pretty big. They're pretty big down south. So, that is... It seemed like it made sense. And as always, I hope the pipe on the Tucano clears it the way my luck has been running. It will not. But you know what? We will adapt and improvise and overcome, as we do. And other than that, yeah, I think we may get a second cut. It's late summer, so our grass is now second green stage. Interesting. Little freeze right there. Our grass is second growth stage, second green stage, so it's possible that it will be... I mean, it'll have some harvestable quality to it before winter. So we can definitely get something out of it, but I don't know if it'll be second growth stage. And if we get 3 layers of fertilizer on it, plus weeds and etc., get the weeds out of it, we might have another yield there. So we're at 63,000 euro right now. We made some money. We spent some money. We've got another 150,000 euro in the clamp right now. Our corn, I believe, will be worth about 300,000. And if we get a second cut of grass, that will also be worth 300,000. So I think, I don't want to say our money problems are solved. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But I think if we keep our wits about us and we sort of bridge the gap between paying our loan down to 0 and investing in expanding our operation, I think we're going to be okay. So what I want to do is I want to pay 300,000 off the loan as soon as possible. And then, swing it wide. And then with the next amount of income that we have, if that's 200,000 or 300,000 euro, I'd like to buy another field. And then the next 200,000 or 300,000 euro in income, pay another quarter off the loan, right? And just alternate those two. I don't want to do all of either. I feel like if we pay the loan down to 0, we're not expanding aggressively enough. And if we just continue expanding, I feel like we're wasting too much money in interest. This is one of my favorite trailers. This is a Bone Crusher Krampa. And I forget that when we started this map originally, without seasons, we were going to be a Deutzfahr farm. So I got it in the Deutzfahr green. And I did have to mount the curb there a little bit. That was intentional. It was a little, not too cool. But I had to do that. This is a very narrow, very tight map. I love it. So we'll get our Tucano going. It's the first time I've used it. I've heard amazing things about how the interior looks. And it does something. It's got a different perspective, different field of view. I don't know, something. That's supposed to be wonderful. So we'll check that out. And what else? I got... I'll know the name of it when we get back down here and I can read it. I don't want to mispronounce it. But there are some like upfit headers that fit all... Well, I mean, any header just about will fit any combine harvester just about. But there are some that work better together and I guess are meant to go together better. And that's what I rented. And it's also a foldable header, which I always like. Particularly, I mean, it's when it's unfolded, it's 7 meter. So it's not, it's not some big North American 18 meter monster. But I do find the smaller headers, when they fold, are so much more convenient to get around. Obviously, I mean, header trailers in this game, you know, again, if you play this game, you know header trailers have been one of those things that they just can't seem to sort out, can't seem to get a handle on. But, you know, not the end of the world. We'll figure it out. So yeah, that's what's on my list. I want to get that field fertilized the rest of the way carefully. Almost clipped the post. Get that field fertilized the rest of the way. I would like to do corn next episode. I think that's what we'll be doing, is corn or maize for silage. I am told that I do want to harvest it while it's still green, and I like that. I thought it was always kind of a visual flaw in the game that you harvest corn when it's golden, which would be, in real life, you'd be harvesting that for corn, not for silage. That would be, right? That's going to be actual corn, whether it's, you know, people food or hog food or whatever. So that's I think it's cool that with seasons you do harvest your corn, your maize, while it's green. I think it's a much better look. So that will probably be next episode. But this episode, yeah, let's just try to make it through this episode. It's been carefully. It's been a struggle. Right. We can turn this off. Hasn't been working that hard. We'll set the brake and run right down here. I didn't see any reason to park closer. I mean, either way, whether we parked there and ran down to get the Tucano or drove down here, got in the Tucano, started it on the field, then we'd have to run back to get the MB track. So either way, we were running down to what I think of as our neighbor's farm, because we don't own it yet. We owned it first save game. We don't own it in this one, but no matter. Right. Class Tucano. There you have it. And this is the Cressoni. I got the CRX. They make, there's two other options. Now, I seem to see a texture error, but I'm not sure. And I'm always reluctant to speculate on this stuff unless I know for sure. But there are three options. There's the one that we have here, the CRX. There is one canola knives. And there is another one, I don't remember off the top of my head, but it seems to be missing a texture file. Could just be me. But regardless, if you download this mod, you may see that some of the add-ons are just white. They lack any coloration at all, so I assume that's an error, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get this thing going, and I think I'll do a headland, as we do, and then we'll put it on a worker and jump in there and hope that the pipe clears that trailer, because if not, man, it's just going to be something else in this episode that didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to. Right, and this is the interior. I don't know, I'm not seeing anything particularly amazing. Right, let's hop back outside. Now, that's something else that's got me a little perplexed. You see up there, or well, it's gone away now, but it just said €0 wage payment, but we do have a worker on. Right? You see that? Like we're at €63,466. We do have a worker on. And it's sort of flickering. Like it's trying to do something. I'm feeling like, I don't know, I think my save game is corrupt. I don't know what that means to our continued farming. Hey, let's check this out from the front. Let's see this unfolding process. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at that. It's like a work of art, right? And then they're gonna come together. Oh, it's fantastic. Right. So we do need to unfold this, do we not? We sure do. And let's confirm that we are not making a straw swath. Disable straw swath. Yes. Disable straw swath. Okay. Let's get to it. So we're going to start this up. All right. I thought I had the disable automatic header drop mod running, but that seemed to just drop right down there. Hey, like I said, nothing is going right this episode. Right over here. That is a pretty long pipe, and I assume that as it comes out to the side, it will also, its angle will change a little bit. So hopefully that, like I said, that clears the trailer. I don't know why I have kind of a hang up about that, but in the past, I wouldn't say many times, enough times that I remember it, I've run out of room between the top edge of my trailer and the pipe I was trying to unload from. Right. Speed actually looks pretty good. What is that, 6 miles per hour? That's about right. Right? That's about right. And this thing is filling up quick. We just did right around the corner there, and the beginning of this row, and we're already at 15%. We may make it all the way around. This is an 11,000 liter tank. This thing is bigger than I thought. For some reason, I was thinking, in fact, let's hop down here and do a little screenshottering. For some reason, I was thinking that this thing was closer in size to the, was it the 208 mega or the 88 mega? I don't know. I thought it was smaller than it was. Or from another way of saying it, I guess, is I forget how big it is. But this thing's a decent sized combine harvester. It's a little bit older. It's from what, 70s, 80s? But it'll get the job done. I hope. And I'm really pleased with those folding headers. Even though there is, like I said, seems to be a texture error on one. That'll get fixed. It's not a big deal. But I'm enjoying them so far. Right, so we're at the end of the row. All right, what about there? Lift that up. Back this up. And right across here. So yeah, I have to say, I have, it's going to sound like I'm whining, and I'm not intending to. Hopefully it doesn't come out that way, but I've got so many different things going on these two maps between here and Greenwich that I'm beginning to get, I kid you not, I'm beginning to get a little bit confused about what it is that we need to do next and like what some good next steps are. So seasons, man, I know I say this every episode, but it's no joke. It will definitely test your ability to organize and run a farm in a timely manner. Oh, I also noticed, this is, so I was curious when our beef cows were going to start reproducing. And as I was kind of scrolling through there, they're definitely getting bigger and fatter. But I also realized they're all male, right? Like our beef operation has turned into a bit of a sausage party. We got no ladies, so they're not going to reproduce. So I think we need to, the way that works is, unlike pigs where you buy pigs and then they reproduce, you fatten them up and you sell them, and they're reproducing the whole time. I think with that type of cattle in seasons, I think you need to buy them skinny, fatten them up and sell them, and then buy more. I don't think they're capable of reproducing on their own. So I'm glad I spotted that, because we're going to have some money here as we sell silage. And I think if we're going to try to make money with cows, with beef cows, we have got to buy more of them, because we just won't make any money if we, you know what I mean? If we go 8 or 16 at a time, we're never going to get there. We won't make enough money for it to be worth the effort we put into feeding and bedding them. So when we have some money, let's buy another 40 or 50 and really try to do this on a bigger scale so we can make some money at it. So we'll do that when we can. I'm also curious. I saw in one of the little notes that sort of flashed past as a loading screen, I did see, didn't quite make it carefully. I did see something to the effect of, you don't want your animals to get too fat or too skinny. Now, too skinny, I get that, but too fat kind of caught me by surprise, because I don't know how fat too fat is when it comes to cows. You know what I mean? I don't know. Oh dear, I don't think that's going to clear. I mean, this thing is big, but I don't know if it's that big. You know what? We should probably leave that running. Yeah, let's maintain a little airflow through there. It's big. but so is this trailer. Oh, you know what? If this, where are we at? 21 minutes. It's too early to end, but if this doesn't work. And also, I don't know what's going on with our friend up north. I haven't seen a warning, but I don't know. I don't know if they're still working. I don't know if they refilled. Right. So, it's a definite maybe. Definite maybe. Let's see how we do. Okay. Maximum concentration. Oh, look at that. Gonna make it? Oh, beautiful. Oh yeah, clears it by quite a bit. Okay, I'll take it. So we're gonna put this back in gear. We're gonna set the brake. And yeah, this little farm lane down here, this is more or less our farm lane. So I think we'll be okay leaving MB track there while this thing empties. And then as soon as we put it on a worker, we'll hop back in and get that out of the way. Right, brake is off. Let's get ready here. All right, pull forward. And we've got a power pole in front of us and a trailer behind us. So let's see if we can do this in a way that we don't hit either of them. Pipe in. All right, we got it. We got it. Let's do one more headland, and I believe that will be just about enough room for everybody to work. And also, that will take us right about to 30 minutes. Okay. Let's do, you know what, let's go due north here. So we've got a straight line for our worker, and then I'll come back down to the left of where we are right now. So we're making, you know what I mean? We'll make a nice straight row for our hired worker, and then we'll trim off that little bit on the side there. Yeah, let's do that. I like this thing. I'm pleased with the Class DLC, the Platinum expansion. I think, I mean, they said like 35 vehicles or something. It was 35 things total, but they weren't all vehicles. But I'm really pleased with the quality, and I like where the game has come in the past year, how it's evolved, and the things that they fixed. It's still not perfect, but no game ever will be. But it's I believe they've done some things to try to improve the game, and I do appreciate that. I'm concerned that at a certain point, all resources are going to move forward to focus on FS 2021 and FS19, regardless of what its status is as far as working properly, that it's just going to be abandoned to work on FS 2021. Milestone, different company, obviously. Milestone has a bad habit of doing that with their motorcycle sims. Once they move on to the next one, they more or less abandon the current one, bugs or not. You know, they're just done with it. So hopefully Giants doesn't do that, because we've still got a lot of hours to play this game before FS 2021 comes out. And even that's an assumption. I mean, they've been doing it that way for the past, 10 years? So I think FS 2021 is a safe bet. But you never know. They could switch it up. In the meantime, like I said, though, we've got a ways to go on this one, so no point abandoning it, Giants, if you're listening. Don't forget who got you where you are. A lot of people love this game. So we will, I don't think we're going to be full, because this row is skinny, and then the next one going back up, that one's going to be skinny as well. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we'll figure it out. I might even, yeah, let's do this. Let's go across, since we're already down at the bottom. Let's go across and make a little bit more room to work. And then we'll drive back up to the top. We'll get the rest of that skinny row. We'll take another little bit off the top for a headland, and then we'll put it on a hired worker. And I'm curious what our hired worker is going to do when they get to that place. I believe, since it's showing up on the map as harvested, purple, I believe when it gets to that, it's just going to turn around and go back. Which is, I mean, we could put it on a course play, and it would roll right through there, continue harvesting. But I think if we leave it on just a base worker, a base game worker, it's going to stop and go back the way it came. We'll figure it out. We always do. Right. I should go up this side. Well, yeah. Yeah, let's go up this side so we're not deadheading. And I think... No, let's not. Let's not. Let's carefully... Ooh. Carefully. We are going to deadhead a little bit. Because I want to take a little bit more off the top to make room. And get this little skinny bit on the side and then put it on a worker and then come down here and jump in the MB track and service this thing while it's operating. You know what I mean? As it is intended. So we will, yeah, I think that makes sense. And then we'll call it. And I will, I'll go back up and see how our worker's doing on the slurry and digestate spreader. I hope it's okay. I mean, it's such a time saver when you can have course play do that. The other thing you can do is just have your hired workers draw from current stock, but I don't think we can see. I think you can see the other BGAs that are on the map, but I don't think you can see the BGA that we installed and have it draw from there. You know what I mean? Like you can, if you're spreading manure, you can say when this manure spreader runs out, use whatever is in the pigs or whatever is in the cows or whatever. But I feel like our placed BGA, we can't do that. I don't think we can. I'll have to take a look. But I mean, that's, you know what I mean? That's kind of a, I wouldn't say it's a hack, but you know, it's not quite the spirit of the game. I mean, we are using digestate that we own. We're not really cheating it in there. But at the same time, it's not, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Now, do we have enough room in here to make it down to the end of this row? I say yes, but just barely. Just barely. So we'll get this set up. Right there. I'm liking this Tucano, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. I'm really liking it. So we go right here. Confirm all our hired workers stuff. Like so. That way, that way, that way. And we're going to say get to work. And then, it seems awfully slow. What's going on over there, hired worker? That's a little better. You got it? You doing all right? There you go. So we'll hop in the MB track. Now, if they do turn around here, that's not a problem. No, it's not a problem because then the pipe will be on the right side. It's just a question of can we get the MB track fired up, get it backed up, get it turned around, and get it up next to the pipe before it then gets to the end of the row. That is a question. Okay. So we'll hop right in here. Start it up. We need this. Break this off. Put it in reverse. Between the bollards. All right. Sir? What? Okay. All right. So several things happened there. I'm speculating now. It seems like several things happened. It seems like, yes, they did turn around when they got to that dead patch. But also, their course and our course, as far as like what we consider to be due north, seems like it's perhaps a little different now. I'm going to have to drive over and destroy this crop. I hate to do it, but we got to get to the pipe because this thing is just about full. Let's get it empty. There you go. And that is 30 minutes. Perfect way to end the episode. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is Geiselsberg map with seasons, and we'll see you next time. Take care now.